What's going on, everybody? My name is Austin. You are back at Burkify Gaming, and today we are doing a personality test on a website called 16personalities.com/free-personality-test. I'm going to try to take the test. It says it should take less than 12 minutes. Be yourself and try to leave any neutral answers. You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. I mostly disagree with that. I don't like people. I definitely don't like being in crowds. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. I do. I actually do spend a lot of time doing that. Such as like uh, like when I play Stellaris, I think a lot about like aliens and space travel and all that kind of thing. Ghosts, stuff like that. I spend a lot of time looking at that kind of stuff. I don't know why. It just interests me. Travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than detailed itinerary. Yeah, it's. I always want to say I want to do this, want to go here, but it never really pans out. So, you often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it's taken place. I don't really do that often. I'll put it down there. If a friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try to solve their problem. Yeah. People can rarely upset you. Yeah. It takes a lot to really upset me. Especially working in a jail facility, it's like, who fucking cares? So, you often rely on other people to be the ones to start conversations and keep it going. Not really. I rely on them to kind of start the conversation, but after that, I can keep it going rather well. I'm going to put neutral. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it's your top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. Yeah, sometimes. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you meet. It depends on if they made a good impression on me. If they made a good impression, then I hope I did as well. If they gave me a bad impression, I don't give a shit. So yeah, kinda. What are you chewing on, cow? Hey, get out of there. It'll be a challenge for you to spend your whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. I disagree. I love this. I love being by myself on a weekend when I can record and stuff like that. Like, not necessarily like a weekend, but like when I have days off, I like to be by myself and record and stuff. But like, if it goes longer than 3-4 days, I get really extremely anxious, which is why I spent so much time recording this week on my day off, with my vacation, because I don't feel productive and I get anxious and I get angry and I don't like anybody. You are a more detail-oriented person than a big-picture person. Yeah, kinda. I agree more with the fact that if you worry about the details now, the bigger picture you want later will come to fruition. You are very affectionate with people you care about. Yeah, I'm pretty affectionate. Except for Gamer. Fuck that guy. You have a careful, methodical approach to life. Yeah, kinda. You're still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. Even just little mistakes. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found further away from the action. Yeah, that's for me. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Not really, no. When it's too much, yeah, but like when it's like, it's hard to explain. When looking for a movie to watch, you can spend ages browsing the catalog. No. Not really. I get bored after a while. Finally, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play a game. Was that necessary, Duchess? You can stay calm under a lot of pressure. Yeah. For the most part, yeah. When a group of people you do not know, you have a problem jumping right into their conversation. Yeah. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. I can't really remember my dreams. Sometimes they're pretty bad, but sometimes they're pretty normal. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead of life. No. Not. No. No. Unless that dude's like a dick, then no. You're dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. I get easily sidetracked. Like, I feel like I have a low level form of ADHD. I can't keep track of shit. I'm so disorganized. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge. Yeah. I tend to take blame a lot too. Like if something goes wrong, I'm like, that was on me. It was all me. No one else had any problem with it. Even if someone else like had a big deal with it, it's like no, that was all me. That's just who I am. I don't know why. When at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people. Mostly talk to ones you already know. Yeah. Very introverted. Usually lose interest in discussion when it gets philosophical. No, I actually like philosophical questions. You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Yeah, I feel like I'm not allowed to do that. I don't cry a lot in general. Like, even by myself, I don't really think it's. This may sound really masculine, and it's not how I'm trying to come off as, but like, for me, I've never felt it was okay to cry. You know, like, I don't like to cry. I don't feel like it's necessary. Someone calling me? You shouldn't be. I'm busy. Go away. Anyway, I think the last time I cried, which I think I brought up already, was that I watched Avengers Endgame a few weeks ago. I was at work and I was alone, so it was okay to cry a little bit. But like, I don't like to cry all that often. Only with like major traumatic events, or if it was something like that, like if my cat up and died today, I'd be pretty upset and I'd probably cry. But that's pretty much anyone, I think. Like I remember a few years ago, somebody in my town had died, and everybody was like, "Oh, it was so, she was so beautiful and she was so perfect." And I'm like, "Well, maybe, but I didn't know her, so it's not really that sad." But everybody else was like really upset about it. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's lack of empathy. I think it's just the masculinity that I grew up around. You feel more drawn to places with bustling and busy atmosphere. You're more drawn to places with bustling and busy atmosphere. No. I'd rather go to a bookstore. They're pretty empty most days. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. Yeah. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. I listen to both. Pretty evenly. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience. Yeah. I don't know about that one. I don't really know, because, like, it depends. Like, religion, I wouldn't study that if I got a free scholarship. But, like, as far as, like, alien stuff and ghosts, yeah, kind of. It has to interest me. It has to interest me, or I'm not going to fucking do it. So we're just going to leave it as that and move on. So, I'm going to slightly disagree for that one. It has to interest me. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than forgive. No, I usually just try to forget it. You have to make decisions on a whim. Yeah. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than time you spend with other people. Yeah, that's like with gamers, that seems to be fun, but like, sometimes just sitting here talking to you guys and recording is like all I need. I'm having a lot of fun. I think I've recorded 3 videos today, and that's been what I've been doing for the most part of the day, and it's been fun. I mean, yeah, it's already 2 o'clock, but I didn't wake up till 9, and I watched a movie this morning while I was waiting for Tasha to wake up, and then went to the store, came back, and played a game on non-recorded until she left for work. So I mean, I've only been recording since like 3, and it's only 4. So yeah. So anyway, you often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning of a message, or the message of a song or a movie. No. This is completely obvious. I might look into it, but like, no. You always know exactly what you want. I don't really. With certain things I do, other things like if you take me to a restaurant, I'm like, yeah, maybe I want this. What am I going to move for today? So, but as far as picking a restaurant, I usually have no problem. Like, this sounds good. This sounds good. Where you want to go? Okay, we're going there then. You know, you rather think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. Sorry. Yeah, I do that all the time. I'm thirsty. When in a public place, usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. Yeah, I don't like crowds. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. More so. More so often, you know. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I don't really. Actually have a really easy time doing that. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to take as many decisions up front as possible. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. Well, I'm probably gonna think about it now, but I didn't really until the only person I've ever done that with is my supervisor um, at work. He trained me. Uh, he's become a really good friend of mine. But like, I'm not gonna go into too much detail. Without going into too much detail, I got in trouble for doing something at work a while ago. It's been months and months ago, but it happened, and I got a write up for it. Wasn't a big deal. I didn't care what the corporal said. I didn't really care what the sergeant said. You know, and my supervisor isn't in a position of power, according to our strength or rank structure. He, even though he doesn't have any titles or position, you know, when he told me he was disappointed, I was like, now I feel really bad about it. You know, so, and since then, nothing's happened since then. I haven't got any more trouble. I've actually been highly praised for my work recently, so I'm just going to keep doing that and not disappoint him. But like I said, most people I do that, but with with most people I don't do that, but with him I do. Yeah. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. You do that to me, I might just run screaming from you because you are a psychopath. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. No. You look after yourself first, and others come in second. No. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment. Yeah. You can change very quickly. Yeah. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence and the meaning of life. Getting called out. You often talk about your own feelings and emotions. No, I rarely ever do that. Unless I'm like pissed off. You have got a detailed education or career development plan stretching over several years into the future. No. You rarely dwell on your regrets. I do often, but not really to a crippling point. Like I do sometimes, but I don't let it, like, even when I'm thinking about it, I just think about it. I don't really let it cripple me. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around you quickly makes you feel drained and need a getaway. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary. Yeah. You find it easy to empathize with a person who has gone through something you never have. Yeah, for the most part. Not really empathize, like I can kind of imagine what they're feeling, but like I don't ever like tell them that because I don't know exactly how they're feeling. Your personal... There it is. Oh, shit. Your personal work style is closer to a spontaneous burst of energy than organized and consistent efforts. I'm going to go neutral now. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I disagree on that one highly. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. I really disagree. I'm good with sitting at home with a drink and you fans. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. Yeah. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. I don't really do that often, to be honest. I should do it more, but I don't. You still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart. I change my I change my mind very often, but like if later on something is brought up and I didn't know about it beforehand, maybe it's like I don't want to go anymore, then I'm not going to go. So, you rarely feel insecure. I do pretty often, to be honest. All right, so I am the mediator in INFPA. So 90% introverted. I'm 52% intuitive. Excuse you. I'm recording. What do you want? I'm 64% feeling, 61% tactics, and 58% assertive. Huh. Start reading. No thanks. Go away. Mediator personalities are true idealists, always looking for the hint of good, even in the worst of people and events, searching for ways to make things better. While they may be perceived as calm, reserved, and even shy, mediators have an inner flame and passion that can truly shine. Comprising just 4% of the population, the risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for mediated personality type. But when they find like-minded people they spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration. Being a part of a diplomat role group, mediators are guided to their principles rather than by logic. Analysts, excitement explorers, or practicality, centennials. When deciding how to move forward, they will look to honor, beauty, morality, and virtue. Mediators are led by the purity of their intent, not rewards and punishments. People who share the mediator personality type are proud of this quality, and rightly so, but not everyone understands the drive behind these feelings, and it can lead to isolation. At their best, these qualities enable mediators to communicate deeply with others, easily speaking in metaphors and parables, and understanding and creating symbols to share their ideas. Fantasy worlds in particular fascinate mediators more than any other personality type. The strength of their visionary communication style lends itself well to creative works, and it comes as no surprise that many famous mediators are poets, writers, and actors. Understanding themselves and their place in the world is important to mediators, and they explore these ideas by projecting themselves into their work. Mediators have a talent for self-expression, revealing their beauty and their secrets through metaphors, fictional characters. Mediators' ability with language doesn't stop with their native tongue either. As with most people who share diplomatic personal types, they're gifted when it comes to learning a second or third language. And I'm not good at that. I was good at Spanish in high school, but I just had a good teacher. Like, I started trying to learn Greek a while ago, and I could never stick with it just because it got boring after a while. I should probably get back into that, to be honest. Can I download Rosetta Stone on this? It should still save my progress. That's what I was learning on. I was using Rosetta Stone to learn. Rosetta Stone. Oh, I can. Alright, that's being installed. Anyway. Their gift for communication also lends itself well to mediators' desire for harmony, a recurring theme with diplomats, and helps them to move forward as they find their calling. Unlike the extroverted cousins, their mediators will focus their attention on just a few people, a single worthy cause. Spread too thinly, they'll run out of energy and even become dejected and overwhelmed by all the bad in the world that they can't fix. It is a sad time for mediators' friends who will come to depend on their rosy outlook. If they're not careful, mediators can lose themselves in their quest for good. And neglect their day-to-day upkeep that life demands. Mediators often drift into deep thought, enjoying contemplating the hypothetical and philosophical more than any other personality type. Left unchecked, mediators may start to lose touch. Withdrawing into hermit mode, it can take a great deal of energy from their friends or partner to bring them back to the real world. Luckily, like flowers in spring, mediators' affection, creativity, altruism, and idealism will always come back, rewarding them and those they love. Perhaps not with logic and utility, but with the worldview that inspires compassion, kindness, beauty, wherever they go. Alright, so apparently I'm a mediator. Strengths and weaknesses. Ooh, I keep reading. Okay, mediator strengths. We're idealistic, seek and value harmony, open-minded, flexible, very creative, passionate, and energetic, dedicated and hardworking. Weaknesses. Too idealistic. Too altruistic. Impractical, dislike dealing with data, take things personally. I really don't, though. I don't take things personally. Difficult to get to know. Yeah, it can be. Romantic relationships. Tasha, it's for you. Mediators are dreamy idealists in the pursuit of a perfect relationship. This quality shows strongest. Never short on imagination, mediators dream of the perfect relationship, forming an image of a pedestaled ideal that their soulmate, playing and replaying scenarios in their head of how things will be. That this is a role that no person can hope to fill. And people with a mediator personality type need to recognize that nobody's perfect and the relationships don't just magically fall into place. Okay, so I'm not going to read all that because I'm getting kind of winded. I don't like to talk too much. True friends of people with the mediator personality type tend to be few and far between, but those that make the cut are often friends for life. The challenge is many dualities this type harbors when it comes to being sociable. Mediators crave the deep depth of mutual form. I cannot speak English. Mutual human understanding, but tire easily in social situations. They're excellent at reading into others' feelings and motivations, but are often unwilling to provide others with the same insight into themselves. It's as though mediators like the idea of human contact, but not really the idea of social contact. Yeah. Parenthood. Excuse me. I got a lot to go, guys. Sorry. People who share the mediator personality type share a tendency to not only strive to learn and grow as principled, moral individuals, but to bring like-minded people on that journey with them. In their own subtle, often shy way, mediators want to lead others forward as kindred spirits. They will find no greater opportunity for this than parenthood. From the start, mediator parents are warm, loving, and supportive, and take immeasurable joy in the wide-eyed wonder of their children as they explore, learn, and grow. People with the mediator personality type will give their children the freedom they need to do this, keeping an open mind and letting their children gain their own sense of understanding. At the same time, mediator parents will try to provide a backdrop to this freedom and experience, establishing a set of morals and values that guide that liberty with a sense of personal responsibility. All right. Going into career paths next. Oh, God. Oh, God. It is perhaps more challenging for mediators to find a satisfying career than any other type. Though intelligent and regimented learning style, most schools make long years earning an advanced degree of formidable undertaking for people with mediator type. At the same time, that's often what's needed to advance in a field that rings true for them. Mediators often wish they could just be doing what they love without stress and rigor of professional life. I don't know about that. I didn't really ever want to do anything that required going to college, but you know, I do like the job I do. It's stressful, but I enjoy doing it. So, wait a second. Mediators are most likely personality type to be vegetarians or vegan. Fuck that. Give me my bacon, bitch. All right. Workplace mediators face the challenge of taking their work and their profession personally. To mediators, this isn't worth doing. If it isn't worth doing, it isn't really worth doing. In this sense of moral purpose, is in their work colors everything from how they respond to authority to how they expressed it. Though the way the mediator personality type shows through depends on the position. There are a few basic truths about mediators in the workplace. They value harmony, need an emotional, moral connection to their work, and loathe bureaucratic tedium. I don't know what that means. Finally, conclusion. Few personality types are as poetic and kind-hearted as mediators. Their altruism and vivid imagination allows mediators to overcome many challenging obstacles, more often than not brightening the lives of those around them. Mediators' creativity is invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. Yet mediators can be easily tripped up in areas where idealism and altruism are more of a liability than an asset. Whether it is finding and keeping a partner, or making friends, or reaching dazzling heights on a career ladder, or planning for the future, mediators need to put in a conscious effort to develop their weaker traits and additional skills. Oh, alright, I'm done with this. That's it for this episode. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and suggestions, give me tips, comments, put in the comment section below. And I'll see you all next episode.